Maximizers, and welcome to Build a Business with Chris, the place for you to learn how to build a profitable business that you love. I'm your content coach, Chris the Maximizer, and in today's video, I want to talk about how authentic storytelling can help you grow your business. Now, I started saying this in 2025, and I believe this to be true going into 2026. Storytelling is going to help you make more sales in your business. Being able to articulate a good story with a beginning, middle, and end is going to captivate your audience, bring your ideal clients to you, build that know, like, and trust factor, and in return, have your audience become paying customers and clients of yours. So the first reason why authentic storytelling is really clutch is that it literally sells for you. So if you just tell a story that has something to do with yourself, to do with your business, to do with your offer, your audience is going to be intrigued. So I'm going to give you an example. Back when I was a coupon coach, one thing that used to really grind my gears is that people felt compelled to go to every store and do every deal. So I would oftentimes tell a story of one of my clients who came to me, where she came to me and she was like, I'm couponing every single week, but I'm spending so much money and I have a bunch of things that I don't need. So when she first came to me, she explained to me that she was going and couponing at like 6 different stores every single weekend. She was spending close to $200 cash out of pocket every weekend, but she felt justified because she was spending $20 here and $30 there and $25 here and $30 over there. But when you add all of that up, it was getting close to $200. So I stripped all of that down for her and I said, okay, let's go through this store by store. How much did you spend at each store this month? And what percentage of the things that you bought are things that you don't need? About 60% of the things that she bought, she didn't need, but she felt so compelled because it was such a good deal. And I had to say to her one of my phrases that I love: every good deal is not a deal for you. So why are you buying dog food when you don't have pets? Why are you buying denture cream when no one in your family wears dentures? If you don't have any babies that wear diapers, why are you constantly doing diaper deals? And she sat back at me and she was like, because I thought that's what couponing is. No, couponing is you being able to get the things you want, like, and need without paying full price. So once I went through this process with her, we reframed her thoughts. I helped her figure out her needs list. And then the very next week, she literally only spent $40 that week couponing. She went to 3 different stores and she got only things that she needed. She was low on dish soap. She was low on cereal. And I want to say it was like a makeup item she was low on. She was able to get all those things plus a couple of other things. Those are the key things that I remember from her story. And she was able, going forward, she was able to spend less than $50 every single week couponing. So she went from spending $600 to $800 a month to spending $200, maybe $300 a month on couponing. She literally cut it in half because I helped her come up with a strategy that worked specifically for her. Do you see how me telling that story would allow someone else to be like, oh my goodness, let me look and see how is my couponing? Am I doing that? Have I been doing that? Do I need a structure? Do I need a new strategy? Do I need to figure it out? Telling a story that happened to a real live person allows my audience to connect and see themselves in that client, because she thought that she was doing something right because she wasn't paying full price, which she was, but she was still spending money, time, and energy on things that she didn't need. So it was a waste. So when you tell an authentic story about your business, about your industry, about a past client, it attracts your ideal clients to you. Telling your story. So the next step in this storytelling adventure is to be able to articulate your story to your audience. Now, I have a long version of my story that I can sit and tell for 2 hours that I usually tell like on my birthday and on my business anniversary. I will sit and give the 2-hour version. And then when I go live, I tell a 5-minute version of my story with the key points. I started my business in 2018 teaching women how to coupon, how to budget, how to meal plan, and I started it with just a YouTube channel. In 2020, my clients were like, hey, Crystal, can you teach us how to start YouTube channels? Can you teach us how to start businesses? Can you teach us how to start side hustles because we want to make more money? In 2020, I started doing both. My business coach asked me to coach her people on business, and I was like, okay. And I accidentally became a business coach. And I did both for 3 years. Forward facing, I was your couponing girl. I was going on the news. I was doing all the things. But behind the scenes, I was running YouTube on a budget, side hustle on a budget, my side hustle society, my Moneymakers Academy. Well, side hustle society came later. I was running Moneymakers Academy. I was running business coaching programs behind the scenes. I did both for 3 years. But in 2023, I started having a 33-year-old crisis. My life was falling apart in all places, and I was feeling like torn in my business and like I needed to pick. So I chose business coaching because I was like, nothing bad happens when women make more money. And I loved being able to help women make more money and change their lives. So I decided to be a business coach. I started a brand new YouTube channel, the one you're watching right now, Build a Business with Chris. And I said, you know what? I'm going to be a business coach. And I got in. Things did not go as planned because my life fell apart. I was depressed for damn near a year. And it took me almost a year to really figure out the type of business coach I wanted to be. And it was a content coach because I'm a content machine. I posted over 2,000 videos across my YouTube channels. I've gone live over 1,000 times and I've made over $400,000 all from my content. So I finally bit the bullet, decided, stop being scared that I'm going to be a content coach. And I'm going to focus on helping business owners with their content because that's my secret sauce and that's what I do really well. And ever since I made that pivot, things have been going great for me. And then at the end of 2025, I decided I'm going to get even more niche down. And I want, since YouTube is my main platform, I want to help other business owners make YouTube their main platform. So I am a content coach for business owners that are using YouTube to grow their business. Do you see how I told my story in like 3 minutes? There's a short version and then there's a long version. And people in my audience know these parts of my story. They know the things that I've done. And even if I go back to like me getting fired, there are parts of my story that my audience knows. Why is that important? Because they can connect with me at any level of that story and it makes them want to work with me. Knowing more about me as a person and how my business got here, how I help my clients makes other potential clients like, hey, I like her. I've had people connect with me because I'm a woman, because I'm young, even though I'm getting old. I'm a mom, because I'm Black, because I went to college, because I got fired, because I started a business, because I use YouTube, because of the certain things that I drink, where I'm from Baltimore. Like there's so many things that your audience will connect with you on and then want to buy from you because of it. So you have to be able to tell a version of your story that you're comfortable with sharing on the internet, not all of your business, not all your nitty-gritty details, but the core things that got you to where you are today. So telling your story is just as powerful. Then also along with that, telling your business story. How did you start the business? Why did you start the business? Why did you start this type of business? Like I've known my whole life that I wanted a business. I just didn't know what that business was going to be. I couldn't fathom, like the 10-year-old version of me could not fathom what I have right now because the internet didn't exist when I was 10 years old. Social media did not exist when I was 10 years old. Even when I was 15, YouTube didn't come out until 2007? We got MySpace. We got MySpace. When I was 15, we had MySpace, right? Facebook became a thing when I was like a senior in high school. So that was like 2008. And I think YouTube came somewhere in the 2006 or 2008 range. So when I was a little kid and thinking about a business, YouTube and social media wasn't even a thing. Even throughout my high school career and even throughout my college career, like influencers were just starting to become a thing. Like I've been alive as long as like social media influencers have been created. Like I've been born for all of that. But it's not something that I could have fathomed that my business was going to be when I was 10 years old and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a business, right? So all of these things have shaped me as a business owner to get to where I am today. And I wouldn't be a content coach if I wasn't a couponing coach first. And I wouldn't be a couponing coach if I hadn't watched Extreme Couponing and my mom and started couponing when I was 18. So all of these things are relevant to my business story of how I became Chris the Maximizer and how I got to where I am today. So you want to make sure you have the key components, not only of your personal story of starting the business, but your actual like the birth of Chris the Maximizer did not start in 2018. The birth of Chris the Maximizer started back, I don't know, when I was a little kid, when I was 10 years old. So I was 10 in 2000. I'm old. So like back in 2000, when I knew in my mind, like I'm going to be a business owner, that's when the birth of Chris the Maximizer actually started. In real life, she didn't really start to evolve until I was like 27. And she didn't start that YouTube channel until she was 28. So what is your business story? And don't be afraid to tell it because again, your audience will connect with you and that's going to make them want to buy from you. We talked about this a little bit, but tell your clients' stories. like the story I told at the very beginning. Sharing your clients' stories and their testimonials is going to help your audience relate to you, relate to your clients, relate to your business, and want to buy from you. Even if you have unpaid clients, people that you've helped, coached, trained, nurtured for free, those testimonials are still valid, because if they used your methodology, if they used your product or your service in any way, shape, or form, and they were able to get results, they are a client, whether they paid or not. So don't be afraid to tell your client stories. Whenever you can get a video testimonial for your business, get your clients on video sharing all the good things that your business and your offer has helped them with. And the most important thing when it comes to storytelling is to focus on the why. The why is why people buy. It's so important to share the why behind it all. This will allow your audience to relate to you. It will allow your audience to see themselves within you and within your clients and want to work with you. So this is how authentic storytelling can help you build your business. It will help you build your audience. And as you build your audience, you build your clientele. You build your clientele, you inevitably build your business. So let me know what questions you have in the comments about unique storytelling and growing your business. I would love to have you subscribe and join the Build a Business with Chris Maximizer family. So make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and be sure to join my email list. When you join my email list, you'll be notified when I go live, when I post new content like this, which is every single week, and you'll get the most up-to-date details on my brand new content membership that is going to launch in January 2026. And the content membership is for business owners who are using content to create consistent sales in their business. And I'm going to be teaching live 3 times per month in the content membership. So to get all those details and stay in the know of all things Chris the Maximizer, just go click the link in the description box to get on my email list, or go to christhemaximizer.com to subscribe today. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.